Taj Mahal Tile of Patience. The Speedy Crafter ribbon, a shimmering strip of purple satin, was all Sara wanted. In her school's bustling craft class, Sara worked like a whirlwind. Snippets of colored paper flew as she raced to finish her collage. A blob of glue oozed onto her sleeve, and another stuck two pieces of red paper together by mistake. "Sara," said her teacher, Mrs. Devi, her voice gentle like a soft breeze, "making beautiful things is not a race. It is a quiet conversation with your hands." But Sara didn't want to be quiet. She wanted to be first. That weekend, Sara's family went to the Mehtab Bagh, the moonlight garden. From across the calm Yamuna River, the Taj Mahal looked like a palace made of clouds. As the sun began to set, the white marble glowed with soft pink and orange light. "Look closely, Beta," her father said, pointing. "Do you see the flowers climbing its walls?" Sara squinted. The whole building was covered in swirling vines and delicate blossoms, patterns so perfect they looked painted on. "They aren't paint," her father explained. "They are tiny, precious stones, perfectly fitted together." The next day, Sara's mother took her into the winding craft lanes of Agra. The air hummed with the gentle tap-tap-tapping of tiny hammers. They stepped into a small workshop where an old man with a kind, wrinkled face and a long white beard sat on a low stool. "Welcome," he said, his voice warm. "I am Ustaad Rahim." He was bent over a small slab of white marble, the same color as the Taj Mahal. He was carefully placing tiny, colorful slivers of stone into the marble, forming the petals of a bright orange marigold. Ustad Rahim held up the tile for her to see. "This art is called pietra dura," he said softly. "Each petal, each leaf is a different stone, cut to fit its neighbor perfectly, with no gaps. To make one flower can take many days. It cannot be rushed. It must be done with patience." He showed Sara how he first traced the design, then used a fine chisel to carve a shallow home for each piece of stone, making sure the fit was exact. It was a puzzle where you had to make your own pieces. "Would you like to try?" the old artisan asked. "We will use paper, which is a kinder teacher than stone." He gave Sara a square of stiff black card, a sheet of deep green paper, and another of bright marigold orange. "We will make just one small flower. First, we trace." With a pencil, he slowly drew a simple leaf shape on the green paper and a single petal on the orange. "Now you, slowly, let your pencil feel the journey of the line." Sara took a deep breath, the way her mother told her to when she felt impatient. She traced the shapes. It felt like walking instead of running. Then Ustad Rahim gave her a pair of small, sharp scissors. "Cut as if you were following a quiet stream," he whispered. "Don't fight the paper." Sara focused on the pencil line and cut out her first leaf. It wasn't perfect, but the edge was smooth and clean. She felt a small bloom of pride. Carefully, she cut out all the pieces for her flower. "Now the magic of bringing it together," said Ustad Rahim. He showed her how to use a toothpick to apply a single tiny dot of glue to the back of a paper leaf. Patience is key. Too much glue, and the paper will wrinkle and cry. Sara carefully laid out her leaves and petals on the black card, arranging them into a flower. She picked up the first orange petal, applied a minuscule dot of glue, and gently pressed it into place. One by one, her flower began to grow. As she was placing the third petal, her hand wobbled. A fat drop of glue, much bigger than she intended, squeezed out from under the edge and smeared onto the black card. The paper beside it began to pucker and warp. Disaster. Her heart sank. Her first instinct was to grab another petal and quickly stick it over the messy spot to hide her mistake. It was the speedy thing to do. But then Sara thought of the perfect flowers on the Taj Mahal, which had stood for hundreds of years. They had no hidden mistakes. She thought of Ustaad Rahim's calm, steady hands. She took a slow breath. Using tweezers from the artisan's table, she gently lifted the sticky petal. With the corner of a soft cloth, she carefully blotted away the extra glue. It took a few long, quiet minutes. When the spot was clean, she reapplied a tiny, correct dot of glue and set the petal back in its place. It fit perfectly. Ustaad Rahim, who had been watching, nodded and smiled. "Patience," he said, "can repair the mistakes that haste creates." Back in craft class, Sara didn't rush. She showed Mrs. Devi and her classmates the beautiful paper coaster. She told them about the pietra dura on the Taj Mahal and the lesson she learned from Ustaad Rahim. Maybe, she suggested, we could have a slow hour once a week, a time for making things carefully, not quickly. The whole class loved the idea. Sara discovered a new kind of joy in crafting. Not the thrill of finishing first, but the deep, quiet satisfaction of creating something with patience and care.